Hello and welcome back to SilverGryphon Makes a Thing, where we make whatever we feel like at the moment. We've got a fun one this time, folks. Today we're making a doll for a summer-themed swap, featuring work by several amazingly talented doll artists. Taking part in the Summer Swap Collab are Nilembo Dolls, Bumble Bryony, Stitchwyck, Rainstorm Creations, and myself. Their videos will be linked together in a playlist, so check them out once you're done with this one. For the swap, we were assigned secret partners and sent them lists of our likes, dislikes, and overall doll preferences. Our partners then designed and created an amazing doll based around a summery theme before sending them off to us. My swap partner was Nilembo Dolls, who sent me a really great list of ideas to work with. She's got a strong interest in archaeology and history as well as the ocean. She loves mermaids and steampunks and shiny things, and loves blues, greens, and turquoises. After letting these ideas stew in my brain for a couple of weeks, I came up with a design for a steampunk underwater archaeologist. I think she'll be a big hit, so let's jump right into the prep. For this project, I'm using a Monster High Generation 3 Claudine Wolf doll. I'm absolutely loving the G3 dolls. They have a wonderful variety of body types and facial features, and I'm delighted by their added articulation. I found this Claudine for a few dollars at a local thrift store. She's in desperate need of a makeover. I mean, that hair. Yikes. That appalling hair is the first thing to go, and I cut it as short as I can before removing her head with some boiling water. G3 heads are a little thicker and stiffer than the older Monster High dolls, so it takes a little bit more work to get it off the neck peg. I scrape out the hair plugs, cut off her wolf ears with an Exacto knife, and remove her factory paint with some pure acetone. G3 Claudine has some molded on fur on her wrists, ankles, and cheeks. It's really cute and all, but it doesn't suit my concept, so it's gotta go. For the longest time during this process, I couldn't decide how to make the helmet, so I stalled by making a wig, because of course a diver doll should totally have her hair unconfined by a dive hood. That absolutely makes sense. But come on, look at these gorgeous greens and blues. These are stunning, and I would be delighted to have hair like this. To make the wig, I comb out acrylic yarn and glue and trim the ends to make wefts, and then make a wig cap by painting Modge Podge over a piece of stretchy fabric. When everything is dry and trimmed, I glue the wefts onto the cap and set it aside to style later. Time for the face up. After spraying on some MSC, I get right to it. I go fairly simple on this face up. Some simple blushing and shading, some pretty green eyeshadow, and big coppery orange eyes to stand out against all that green and blue in her design. After a few layers of pastels and pencils, I switch to acrylic paints to finish it off. When I'm satisfied with the final face, I spray on one last layer of MSC and give the eyes and lips a coat of glossy varnish to make them shiny. I take a bit of time to style the wig. To keep with the steampunk theme, I go with a half updo inspired by the Gibson girl look. Historically, a popular way to add volume and poof to a hairstyle was to add a rat, basically a little bit of padding that the wearer would pin their hair over. Since I didn't make quite enough wefts to get the volume I was looking for, I add a little rat made of some leftover floof and fasten the hair over it. For the hair at the back and sides, I make bouncy curls with a metal chopstick heated in my hair straightener. A little trim and the wig is done. And that's honestly it for the doll herself. The rest is all her outfit, which, as I mentioned before, I was stalling on just a bit. I knew I needed a diving suit with a corset to go over it. Because it's steampunk, you have to have a fun corset. These I sewed by hand off screen using patterns from Requiem Art Designs and some stretchy brown pleather and this fabulous watery colored spandex with rainbow dots. I also added a cute little thigh pouch for keeping her treasures in. For her swim fins, I decided to recover a pair of Cleo's boots. After sanding down some of the texture, I glued on more of the same brown pleather that I used for the corset, then added in the actual fin part with craft foam. I decorate the fins with some paint, ribbon detailing, and little clockwork gears. With a bit more brown pleather, I sewed up a little dive hood that fits close to her head and tucks under the neck of her suit. Finally, it's on to the most complicated part of the doll, her helmet. After pondering for weeks on how to do this, I remembered how Delightful made her cute little alien doll's helmet using an acrylic sphere and had a thought. What if I took a similar approach, but used a clear plastic Christmas ball ornament instead? You know, the kind that you're supposed to put glitter and holiday doodads in as a simple craft project? It turns out that they make them in just the right size to fit comfortably around a Monster High doll's head, so I ordered a couple off of Amazon and got to work. This style of ornament opens up into two halves, so by using my Rotary tool, I was able to grind out the little tabs for the hook without too much trouble and make a hole that fits around the doll's neck. I paint the back half of the helmet and seal it with MSC and satin varnish to help keep the paint from chipping. From there, it's just adding some details, more bits of pleather and ribbon, and more of these adorable gears and tiny gems. I paint an empty chapstick tube and decorate it to make her air tank. I had originally thought to use this bit of foam to make it more of a backpack kind of affair, but that didn't look right on the doll, so I removed it off camera and touched up the paint. With the addition of a few accessories, she's all done. Meet Marina. She's found the archaeological trove of the century with the help of her little octopus buddy. Though maybe a couple of marrow have something to say about that. Marina is being sent off to Nilembo Dolls, but we aren't quite done yet. This is a swap after all, and my amazing partner was Bumbly Bryony. Let's see what she sent me. There's a whole little box of goodies in here. Okay, but aren't these stickers the cutest? They definitely make me smile. Who doesn't love a nice face mask? Oh, these look tasty. An evil eye talisman. These are so cool. Okay, so I think these go with the doll. We have a tiny dinosaur-themed ID tag and the most adorable little field sketchbook. I do love bookbinding projects, and this is just so cute. Tiny little notepad. Why is this little brush so cute? It's a backpack. The texture on this material is so pretty, and I would never have thought of making something that was folded like this. Gotta have a drink with you out in the field. Bitty little bracelet! So according to this note, my doll's name is Abigail, and she's a student paleontologist on a fossil dig. And she comes with her dig site. It's got little fossils in it. We have some sea stars and a fish skeleton. I'm not going to open that right now because I don't want to get sand everywhere. Time for the doll herself. Oh, I love her! Look at this sweet little Triceratops girl! She's so cute, and the frill is so cleverly done, and her tail is posable, and I love her hair, and she looks like Dr. Ellie Sattler. I absolutely adore her. Thank you, Bryony. Thanks for joining me on this Summer Swap Collab. Why don't you go check out my collab partners? They were Nalumbo Dolls, Bumblebee Bryony, Stitchwyck, and Rainstorm Creations. Their videos will be in the playlist link below, along with a list of all my materials and tools. I'll see you next time on SilverGryphon Makes a Thing, where we make whatever we feel like at the moment.